BlueDot Cares is a local senior placement company that helps families make the most informed decision when their loved one needs to transition into an independent living, assisted living, or memory care community. They're usually coming from a hospital or a skilled nursing facility. We take into consideration many factors, but most importantly, the desired location that they want to move to, what are their care needs and their interests, the amenities and activities that the communities offer, and of course, we want to pair them with a community that's going to fit with their budget. Just a little about Blue Dot Cares for those who have never heard of us. Blue Dot Medical was the initial company that started back in the early 2000s as a DME company in Charlotte, North Carolina by my partner, Kevin Bilderback. As the years passed, they saw more and more of a need for home care for the patients they were serving. And then Blue Dot Cares was launched in Charlotte around 2015, which focused on non medical senior home care. Fast forward a year later, and I was brought on to start the Blue Dot Cares brand here in the greater Cleveland market. We then launched senior placement in both markets about 6 years ago to even further assist seniors in our areas. The Ohio market stretches from greater Toledo area to the west to as far as Canton to the south and as far as Erie, Pennsylvania to the east. We're not bound by any territory, so we can really help anyone anywhere as long as we are knowledgeable about the communities in the area. Our current market has 5 senior placement specialists, and between us, we have worked over 100 years with the senior population. We hold a 5-star Google review, and we take that very seriously. So we strive to take care of the patients that we work with as best as possible. You can think of Blue Dot Cares and our senior advisors more like real estate professionals for the senior population. Just like realtors, we pair families that we're working with into a new home that fits their desired location, and we work with all different types of budgets. Now, with most things in life, the internet and Google are almost always very helpful. They can point you in the direction most of the time. There are a few exceptions, in my opinion. Have you ever tried to Google new car insurance? That can be a disaster. Fill out a form and get a million phone calls. Not much different from Googling assisted living Cleveland or assisted living any city in Ohio, really. When you do Google senior living or assisted living followed by a city, you're likely to get a handful of digital companies like a Place for Mom or Caring.com to pop up. There are others as well. They do make it seem like they have all the information, and all you have to do is fill out this form, and Nirvana is on the way. Just like in the picture here, once you fill it out, be careful. Your first phone call will likely come through in about 10 seconds. They're likely going to ask a few questions and get some basic information. And then within 24 hours, your info is going to be blasted off to up to 15 local assisted living communities. The assisted livings are then going to call you directly and try to sell their respected assisted living to you. And they don't stop calling. I know this because I initially signed up for a Place for Mom for my wife's grandmother, and it quickly became a disaster. At Blue Dot Cares, our service is quite different. We offer a white glove service. We are never going to give out your phone number or email address. We meet with families one on one and listen. We hear what mom or dad is going through, what their medical needs are, what's important to them, and of course, what their budget is. We'll call communities on the behalf of the family and find out what is specifically available, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, studios, because honestly, these places can be full and on a wait list, so we need to know that. We recommend then 2 or maybe 3 places to a family once we've narrowed down our search. We by no means want to overwhelm them with 10 or 15 places. I mean, could you honestly imagine that? Once we talk this over with the family, we call to schedule a tour for them, and we even go on the tour. We follow them, and then after the tour, we debrief with them, answering further questions, and then doing any necessary follow ups. Now, are you required to use placement? No, you're not. Plenty of things that you have to do when you're discharging a patient, but finding them an assisted living option is not one of them. I will say that if you bring me into the mix when they're in the hospital, it tends to be a much less stressful situation for the family when the time comes. Now, no one wants to get 100 phone calls when mom just broke her hip, and it is certainly your choice to recommend us, and we really hope that you will. We are typically not allowed to incentivize our referral partners, but we would happily make a donation to the charity of your choice when we get a referral that turns into a placement. Just let us know what your favorite one is. Here are a few listed on this slide. If you don't have a favorite charity, I would gladly donate on your behalf to the Marfan Foundation, which is my favorite charity. My daughter Georgia was born with Marfan syndrome, which is a connective tissue disorder. It typically affects the heart and the eyes most. Right now, she's a typical healthy 7-year-old, but down the road, things could change for her. We've been very thankful for the foundation. It has given us a ton of knowledge and advice for her specifically, and we love this foundation and we'd be happy to donate on your behalf. BlueDot Cares is a partner of CarePort, so feel free to reach out to us that way. You can send over a face sheet and just some basic information about the patient, and we will gladly meet them in person at the hospital or skilled nursing facility that they're in. If you have any trouble finding us in CarePort, just shoot me an email and I'll gladly send you instructions on how to find us. And then obviously you can call us, text us, email us regularly, and we will gladly reach out to you and or the client. Thank you so much for listening today, and we hope that you partner with BlueDot Care soon.